You don't want to get out of bed and you don't want to disturb anyone while you are depressed. However, alleviating depression will necessitate resuming your normal activities. When you are depressed, the worst thing you can do is isolate yourself because isolation only serves to amplify your unhappiness. As a result, I advocate finding a way to divert your focus. So when I was 15 years old, I began to notice some of the symptoms of mild depression. For 2 years, I struggled with worry, anxiety, and a feeling of hopelessness. Whenever I experienced a minor setback, I would be hard on myself and I would become extremely discouraged. For some reason, it was hard for me to believe that I could get through difficult situations. From experience, I know that depression has a way of transforming a typically happy and outgoing person into someone who is sad, withdrawn, and frustrated with life. My background didn't stop me from encountering my own dark moments. Dark moments that even my family and close friends knew nothing about. And I didn't simply feel low now and then. I was depressed. I had a continuous sense of sadness and helplessness. Many of the things I used to appreciate had faded from my mind. And I honestly believed that my family and friends would be better off without me. I felt like I am a complete failure. I was feeling insufficient. I felt as if I couldn't stand it any longer. As a result, I understand what it's like to be unable to get out of bed. I know how it feels to be in the midst of profound and terrible pain that appears difficult to overcome. I had pretended to be happy for so long that no one would have believed me if I told them that I was struggling with depression. But now that I'm on the other side of it, I'm glad I didn't forfeit all that I've been able to experience and accomplish. So while you might feel discouraged, you don't have to be discouraged because bright days are coming. Because I always felt alone in my battle, I didn't realize just how common depression was. I had no idea that 1 out of 10 people would experience depression during their lifetime. So please do me a favor. Check on the people who are close to you. In most instances, people who appear happy and appear strong are rarely asked how they are doing because people assume their lives are perfect. You may not have considered this, but sometimes the person who is smiling every day, every time you see them, is privately battling depression. And so the first step in overcoming depression is acknowledging that something must change. You cannot fix what you do not see. Suppression, denial, and pretending that everything is okay is not going to help you feel better. You can fool everyone else, but you can fool yourself. You can fool the person in the mirror, the person that you look at every single day. And I get it. When you appear to have it all together, it's not easy to let your guard down and say, "Hey, I'm struggling." I remember wondering how it was that I could lift everyone else up, but when it came to my own situation, I felt hopeless. But my situation began to improve. Only when I had the courage to confront the fact that I was not as happy as I appeared to be. I was suppressing the wound of rejection. I was suppressing childhood trauma and I was harboring anger. So let me say this. Uprooting anger and bitterness is not an easy thing to do. But at the end of the day, holding on to it does impact your physical, emotional, and mental health. So I say today, let it go. Let it go. I knew that I could no longer hold on to that anger that I was harboring because it was literally stealing my joy. And so today, I say I want you to set yourself free from the emotional turmoil that has been disrupting your peace. So after finally overcoming depression, I promised myself that I would put in the work necessary to experience authentic happiness. Not happiness based upon my circumstances, but happiness based upon a personal decision. And so now, I'm mindful of when I'm feeling overwhelmed, when I need to take a mental break, or when I need to utilize my support system. I am challenging you to refuse to succumb to the negative thoughts that attempt to make you feel like your life will never get better. Remind yourself that you deserve to be happy and that your life will get better. When you are depressed, you don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to be bothered by anyone. So I recommend you finding a distraction that will shift energy. You could turn on some uplifting music, watch an inspirational video, read the Bible, pray, go for a walk, or call someone who will make you laugh. The key to feeling better is to do the exact opposite of what you feel like doing. You've got to get up, you've got to connect with others, especially when you don't feel like it. You have to find ways to avoid sinking because despair diminishes your productivity. In most instances, anxiety stems from a past experience or an anticipation of a negative experience. When you feel anxiety trying to keep it in, you have to shift your focus from "this is not fair" or why am I have to dealing with this?" to "I may not be feeling my best right now, but I will not allow worry or fear to sabotage the gift of this moment." Though it may feel natural to allow your mind to wander in worry and despair, you actually reinforce negative thinking by not challenging it. Your thoughts are impressions. They are not your identity. So be mindful of your thoughts, patterns, and interrupt them before they get out of control. Overcoming depression and committing to happiness takes time, but it is not impossible. Yes, mistakes happen, but making mistakes does not mean that you are a failure. Overcoming depression is not an overnight process. It takes time. For some, happiness comes easily, but for most of us, happiness requires intention. So are you willing to fight for your own happiness? It is my hope that joy and peace will track you down and give you the endurance you need to keep pushing. You may not be where you want to be right now, but you are still here. You are still standing, and you still have an opportunity to create a new path. Don't give up. You are worthy. You are more than worthy. You deserve to experience how great life can be, and you owe it to the world to be that positive change for others, to inspire others. They will look at you and say, "Hey, he did it. She did it, and I can do it too." Turn your depression around by having faith in Jesus. He will give you strength, hope, and happiness. Thank you.